Moore. O'Kane.
Here.
Shaner. Here. Scott.
Here.
Waters.
Here.
Stand for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the pledge of allegiance, please. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll go to interviews for boards and commission. Human Rights, is Jessica Lopez Walker here? No. Tito, come on up. Tell us why you want to continue to serve.
Can I give my address?
No, no, not anymore.
Okay.
Just your name.
Tito Parker, Sioux City. I want to serve on the Human Rights Commission and continue that. This will be my second term, if I do get in, of 3 years. Just working with people, building relationships, helping people, make the community better. That's all I got.
Thank you. Questions?
Thank you for re-upping.
Oh, no, thanks for the opportunity. So hopefully
You're very busy, so I'm glad that I see it everywhere. You're always there when they need you there, so thank you for your good involvement.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go to the consent agenda today, items 3 through 11E.
We have one more.
What?
Lexa's not here.
Oh.
Lex Alman's not here.
No, but Jessica Lopez Walker.
Oh,
I said her name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, we did. But
I'm sorry.
Okay. Consent agendas items 3 through 11E. Consider them to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is asked for by a council member. If you want to speak on an item, please come up as I read that item. If you want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up under citizen concerns. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
3 is the reading of the July 7th City Council minutes.
Mayor, have an amendment to make on those minutes. Item 16, under appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. Motion was made by, I'm sorry, it was, hang on a minute. Yeah, it was 16. Motion was made by Shaner, seconded by O'Kane to approve the motion. And we need to also specify the applicants Paul Baker and Scott Plambeck were named as in the motion.
We have to move that. You moved it.
I moved it, yes.
Second.
O'Kane.
Aye.
Shaner. Aye. Scott.
Aye.
Waters.
aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 is a motion appointing Adam Wheelock to the Art Center Board of Trustees. 5 is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Burt Gurney for 1 carbon steel tapered column pipe to repair the Zenith High Service Pump number 4. 6 are actions relating to grants. A is a resolution approving a grant agreement with HUD for the Continuum of Care Coordinated Entry Fund.
Bill's at the podium.
Sorry to interrupt. Jill Waterside, Neighborhood Services Manager. Just wanted to make one note here under the financial impact. All of the match will come from our CDBG administration funds instead of the general funds. So just a quick note there as you read.
B is a resolution approving a grant agreement with HUD for the Continuum of Care Homeless Management Information Systems Funds. C is a resolution authorizing community development block grant subrecipient agreement with the Warming Shelter to provide community development block grant coronavirus aid and relief economic act funds for homeless shelter operations. 7 are actions relating to street closures. A is a resolution temporarily closing various downtown streets September 11th to the 14th for the Art Splash. B is a resolution temporarily closing various downtown streets and alleys on July 26th for the historic 4th Street Car Show and Cruise. C is a resolution temporarily closing various downtown streets on September 6th for the Mary Trillia Community Global Harmony Fair. Okay, well, we'll come back after we do go through the consent. Yeah. A is a resolution approving a restated Mission Square Retirement Governmental 457 Deferred Compensation Plan and rescinding Resolution 2019-0995. B is a resolution approving a First Amendment to the lease agreement with the Explorers Baseball Club for shared parking with Siouxland developers in connection with a multi-sports complex adjacent to Lewis and Clark Park. I'll move to delete.
Second.
Shaner.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Waters.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
O'Kane.
Aye.
C is a resolution proposing to lease property to the Fast Pitch Softball Association and Briarcliff University to operate and manage softball programs at Hubbard Park, 2800 Jones Street.
Need to abstain on that item, conflict of interest.
I do some accounting work for free. I don't think I have a conflict if I do it for free, do I?
It's up to you.
On your, if you feel that it's, yes, if you feel that it's a conflict, I would abstain.
I don't think so. I abstain because of Briarcliff University.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's what threw you off, I think.
Okay, D is a resolution granting a permit to H&D Underground to maintain underground fiber sections of West Street adjacent to 5501 West Street and 5540 Broken Kettle Road. E is a resolution approving change order number 1 to the contract with Lieber Construction for debris removal and disposal for the Highway 75 Regional Storm Water Improvement Project. I did have one question, Marty, and I should have asked you this. How in the world did debris get on that site and we didn't know it? It was a cornfield for the last 40 years, right? What am I missing here? Is this the one out there at the water park?
Not sure, Mayor.
How in the world was there debris in a cornfield for 40 years? No, I mean, this is amazing to me.
Gordon Fair, city engineer. Yeah, that was, you're right, it was a cornfield for a long time, but how the debris got there, I do not know. It was for the detention basins.
Oh, I don't know, Mayor. I'm not familiar with,
Well, it's probably deeper than the topsoil is.
Oh, yes, it was.
it was farmed the whole time.
But the Corps, when they build a dike, they don't put debris in,
Right.
it's clean, it's gotta be. I just find this terribly hard to believe there was debris there.
The only thing I could think of, maybe there was a building there. There was a farmhouse there at one time. I know that, but long since
Something
removed.
might have been buried, do you think?
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was
No.
all buried. No, it was below the planning level, if you will.
Oh, okay.
And so no one knew about it until they
That farmhouse
started
was
digging
way
it up.
off the road. Is that where the storm water is?
Yeah, it's up next to.
There was a
left.
kind of a gravel, you could kind of see where there was an old gravel road. I'm
Yeah, that's
guessing
where
it
the
was,
farmhouse.
that's about where the storm ponds are, yeah, yeah. That's the only thing I can think of is a former farm building that was there. There were some there, but they we weren't there when we purchased it, and
All right.
underground, it
Amazing.
didn't show up in any of the soil tests. I mean, the environmental tests, so.
I don't understand why it wouldn't have shown up when you bored.
Well, it wasn't one localized area. It wasn't, the borings just happened to miss it.
So it was probably a building site that they buried from decades ago.
Either that or someone's trash pile they buried.
No. I can almost guarantee it was buildings. There wouldn't be trash
I
piles.
want to ask the historian from my family, who's very familiar with that area.
Yeah. That same family owned it forever. 9 is actions authorizing payments. A is a resolution approving fund transfers for June. B is a motion approving total expenses for June. 10 are applications for alcohol licenses. 11, board, commission, and committee minutes. Anyone to be heard on any of those items?
That work?
Passes 5-0. We'll go back to interviews. Jessica Lopez Walker, please come up and tell us why you want to serve on the Human Rights Commission.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell us why you want to serve.
Okay. I just like to be on the committees and boards that I am on to be of service to help either give a different perspective on things or to make sure things are done in a fair and consistent way. I like to be of help in any way possible. I just like to show compassion when it's, needed.
Questions?
You have a note here that your current community involvement is president of NOW for Sioux City. I'm not familiar with that.
national organization for women.
Oh, okay. Can you kind of talk to me about that a little bit?
They have certain values and ways they do things to be of service to women in general. I think they were one of the first groups to help with the Macaulay case, and since then have been of service to other women in certain situations that are similar. And they do a lot of things with domestic violence shelters and such. Just a lot of like standing up for different issues regarding women, like reproductive rights, and
Are there monthly meetings for this?
there are.
Okay, I'll have to look that up. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
gotta
you.
call you out specifically because I get to serve on SHIP with you, and my wife gets to serve on Women Aware with you. And I have not been to a SHIP meeting where if Matt sends out an email asking who's going to be there, you're not the first to respond, and you are always in attendance. So we appreciate that because we always are trying to recruit people to our boards and commissions for the city that make it a habit of being there every time. And it's very important that a lot of these meetings have quorum, and you're always there. I appreciate that, and thank you for applying.
Yeah, I know these jobs aren't, paid, but, I take it seriously, so I do try to be there and be present.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
12 is a hearing and resolution accepting the proposal of Adrian Cancino Magna for land in the combined central Sioux City CBD urban renewal area and authorizing the sale of the adjacent property at 106 13th Street. I'll move that.
Second?
The hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 13 is a hearing resolution accepting the proposal of Bishop Heelan for land in the combined central Sioux City CBD urban renewal area and authorizing the sale of the property adjacent to 112 13th Street. I'll move that.
Second?
Public hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 14 is hearing and resolution accepting the proposal of Siouxland developers for land in the Donner Park urban renewal area and approving development agreement and minimum assessment agreement for property at 3400 Line Drive. I'll move that.
Second?
Public hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. Citizen concerns. Are there any citizens that would like to be heard? Seeing none, we'll go to Mr. O'Kane.
It was a long week. Just a friendly reminder to make sure that you stay hydrated. We've got another parade coming up. This one is, I've got some hot parades, spending a lot of time outside, outdoors. Make sure that you stay hydrated if you're in attendance for those. Wednesday, right, is the River Cave?
Yeah, 6:30.
So we're looking forward to that, and that's everything I have for this week.
Okay. Ms. Shaner?
I just want to remind everyone to be on the lookout for the construction sites on the streets and the bridges and the corners. We've got a lot of repairs and construction going on, so please be aware of those, follow the routes, try not to get too frustrated. It's all for you.
Okay. Mr. Waters, good to have you back. Do you have anything that's, I hope you didn't store up like 2 or 3 weeks for the stuff.
Exactly, I should have been, and no, nope, I was pretty, well, I would say bummed to miss everything, but I was able to tune in and at least catch up and read the agenda, look through everything, but it was one of those, I was in the hospital for just an annual checkup this last week, and so it's good to be back. I would just, since I had been gone, I didn't get an opportunity. I just wanted to thank all the volunteers and staff that put on Saturday in the Park and were able to make that an effective community event. I think that that's definitely something that our community is known for, and to have the longevity that it has and bring the names and the acts that it's able to, I think is really impressive, and it brings a great deal of people here to be able to see our community. But I know that it takes a lot of people in order to do that, including the countless volunteers and the people that not only organize the event, but all the city staff that go into making that possible. And so whether that's Parks and Recreation staff that are beautifying the space, or whether we're talking bus staff that are actually coming in and working, able to shuttle there and back. It's just the number of people that go into making that event happen is quite impressive and staggering. And but I know that they do such a great job, and I'm thankful for it. And then next, I guess I was back in town later this weekend and was able to, I heard that the show at the Orpheum went really well. I was glad to hear that. Wasn't able to make that, but I did check out the Battery Park concert this weekend, and it's always great to see a packed house. So anyway, it's been a busy week, and been in touch with staff throughout that whole time, but glad to be back, Mayor. That's all I have.
Okay, Mr. Moore.
Just a reminder to everyone that we have our city manager candidates interviews on July 24th and July 25th. And I'm looking forward to that. I think we'll make some good progress. That's all I have. I just wanted to remind everybody of those 2 dates, and we'll have a public special meeting of City Council. So it's open to the public.
And hope continues to spring eternal for my friend Dan Moore. That's what I like.
Oh.
Positive mental attitude.
All my friends,
You and Pete Sandman, PMA, positive mental attitude.
got my cap. I should probably wear it that.
Something came up on Facebook about Saturday in the Park, which I have to agree with the neighbors. People don't want to pay to go in, so they park their food trucks outside, which makes for congestion, and I don't think it's fair. I think there has to be a way to limit that for certain events. First place, I'm not sure what a food truck belongs in a residential neighborhood no matter what. I don't understand. I mean, if it's in a church deal, if it's in a, like Peters Park, I realize that's residential.
Or like a block party or something, maybe.
Or a block party, but I don't think 5 or 6 extra food trucks outside there, when you got buses and all kinds of people coming and going, it's hard to see anyway, serve any purpose. And and the other side of the coin is it's not fair to the people that pay the vendor fee to do it, so.
We'll have to look into that.
Well, and Mayor, I would go a step further. I didn't see that on Facebook, so I didn't know that was a concern, and I was inside the venue, so I guess I didn't see the food trucks that were out of it. And I don't know what could be done as far as an ordinance, but I was pretty concerned when I heard that I think it was a sports commission meeting, if I remember correctly, and they were talking or debriefing about an event that happened at the Expo Center. And, you know, the staff there at the Expo Center had worked out and negotiated with certain food trucks that were going to be there for an event going on so that they could supplement the concessions. And unfortunately, 2 or 3 other food trucks just showed up and said, we have every right to park on this city street, so we're going to be here too. And I was told at least that, yeah, we can't regulate that, or at least the way current situation is that we wouldn't be able to regulate that. Or at least that was my understanding, Nicole, if you remember.
I don't remember having that discussion. I know we've had it in terms of the library lot and Morningside.
Yeah.
But that's something that we can check into further, just to get a better idea of what happened.
Parked on a city street, you don't have to have a permit for that? Are we correct about that? I thought they had to
You have to
issue
have a health
permits.
permit.
Don't they
They
have
have their
permits,
health
though,
permit.
to be placed on the city street for that long?
No, not necessarily. There are different business regulations, but I don't know that it exactly applies to this scenario.
'Cause it was
Well,
just
then they
a
have every
parking
right to be
space.
there, is what we're saying.
We have
point.
events like Food Truck Friday and things like that, where it's an application for a special event that's occurring, but this is a little bit different. So we can do some additional checking on
I
it.
think that's a good springboard for this conversation, because I did have several brick and mortar business owners reach out to me last Friday and say, can a food truck just park right across the street from our restaurants and just take up parking spaces? And I said, if they're plugging the meter, I think so.
Well,
So,
it's something to check out.
yeah, something that we can look into and maybe expand that conversation and see if there's something we want to do to add to the code to,
The lady's complaint was, Alex, that she's up like 3 houses away from Grandview. She doesn't have to go in to hear the music, but she can't hear the music because the generator.
right. I could understand that.
Anyway, just something to check out.
Can I bring back one thing, even though my time was past? This is something I think many citizens have asked about. I had a citizen reach out to me on Saturday. I sent an email, and it was very nice of Jessica at DOT to reply to me so quickly. People are asking when the trail's going to open from the riverfront back over to Riverside. It still is not open, and so I reached out to her because my understanding was that that portion of the trail is tied to some repairs to the bank and to the interstate. So before I answered that citizen, this was actually a Sergeant Bluff citizen who rides his bike all the way over and was trying to make it. And we also have Jonathan V., who is on social media a lot questioning it. So I want to let you know that although it remains closed, this is from Jessica, permanent repairs will begin on July 21st. They will include stabilizing the interstate foundation, the riverbank, repaving the trail, and the reinstallation of the fence. The contractor will work as quickly as feasible, depending on weather. And she just is saying, thanks everyone for their patience. It's a process. They have to, put projects out just like we do, so it's a priority, but safety and public safety is their priority. So it's coming. Should be fixed up hopefully by the end of the month or the first week of August.
And as long as you brought that up, can you get us a status on that bridge in Riverside Park?
Yep.
Heard it was going well though, or at least I heard
Isn't
from
it?
someone.
I don't, boy.
I'm not sure.
It just seems like it's
I
so
talked to Stan.
slow.
I don't know about the timing, but I know Stan Sherman said to me at Saturday in the Park that he was excited for it, that people are going to come back for it.
Time to get that done, so, okay.
Mike, if you hear anything as far as also that trail, that jogs my memory out in that area, section of trail, was who is going to be responsible for the weeds and weed mitigation in that area? Because I had someone at Saturday in the Park stop me and say that they go out in that area, the weeds have just overtaken everything. I'm sure because different parts of it are down or, they're not maintaining. But I understand the DOT is responsible for, the repair of this, but I also don't want all of that just to fall on our park staff. Thank you.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
O'Kane,
Aye.
Shaner.
Aye.
Like it too much.